Hello, 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 welcome back. We're gonna continue our run as Elf-4, who, just like his predecessor, is gonna play out as a high elf conjurer. We've got some bows and armor skills cooking. I'm holding off on training blade skills until I get a long blade, because that's what I'm gonna go with as my primary this time instead of knives. Though I do have a couple knives on hand for, you know, knifey situations. Last run I have as of yet failed to find the an altar to Okawaru, but I got a full set of armor, not good armor mind you, but you know, a full set, and I managed to find and kill a troll, a unique troll, and wasted a whole bunch of scrolls to eventually find one that that would allow me to enchant it into a trollish leather armor. I'm training my armor skill presently, and already have managed to get Mephitic reliable, despite wearing it, so I'm not too concerned. But I really need to find the ecumenical temple. This is the last floor it's possible for it to spawn on, so it's definitely somewhere nearby. But the longer I go without finding it, the longer I go without finding it, the more piety that goes waste, because I get kills that aren't being credited towards Okawaru. So, I think that must be it. That's the temple. How are we going to find our way in? Probably a door hidden somewhere by the edge. Let's ignore the kobold if it ignores me. And if it doesn't, we'll block its way after me, because I don't feel like fighting it just now. Same goes for you, undead basset hound, or whatever you are. Let's wield that dagger and kill it now, because this guy's blocking my freedom of movement. It appears that there's this rock wall going all the way around here, translucent wall blocking my way here. There's only a couple more corners to test, but yeah, this temple is pretty blocked off. I'm not sure how to get to it. I'm gonna have to go around the long way, so this means I will have to kill the kobold probably. It's not that I'm not capable of killing him, mind you. I just would rather not. If I can avoid the fight and come back for more piety later, because I don't need the food, and the experience is not huge either. Nope. The temple is completely blocked on all sides. Sometimes crawl makes invisible doors, so I'm gonna hit 5 and just do a extended rest adjacent to this stone door. I'm being interrupted, because I don't want to like write off this temple and then find out there was an easy way in. So extended rest, nothing here. Extended rest, nothing here. Nothing here. This is so unfair. Wow, I have +3 arrows already. I'm definitely going to make extensive use of these +3 arrows early on, because I mean, I already know my plan for getting real arrows. And that plan involves a combination of Okawaru and enchantment scrolls, so I don't mind if I run out of these in the meantime. And it'll take a while for all of these to mulch. Extended rest turns up nothing. 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 Okay. Well, I'm infuriated, but now I'm seeing that there's a staircase coming up from downstairs, which means that if I descend a floor and find the correct up staircase, I should be able to get into that temple, which is what I'm going to have to do at this point. So let's start finding down staircases. And I should probably not move quite so quickly. I'm just very frustrated right now, and that's a recipe for disaster. Where are the down staircases? There's one. Go for it. God, I hate phantoms. I'm going to attack it until it blinks away from me, and then I'm going to go down the staircase so as not to bring it downstairs with me. Wow. That's an interesting thing. The angel is trapped behind a rock wall that I can't get through. Angels cast areas around them which do a lot of fancy things, including marking their targets for bonuses to hit, and I think that they also have silence abilities, or that might just be Memnus. But either way, it's pretty difficult to deal with an angel unless you know what you're doing, and I don't want to. So, ignoring the angel, looking for a way up. Remember the plan. Find all the upstairs cases until I find the correct one. I will most likely have to clear this floor in order to do it. So last time I went to floor 8 by accident, before finding the Okawaru altar. This time I'm being forced to do it, but at least, you know, the karmic balance worked out because I got a full set of equipment beforehand, so, you know, that works. Okay, there's the scroll of teleport. Okay, there's an upstairs case. I'm actually opening these doors just so that I can, you know, not walk myself into a bad situation later on. That was stupid. I should not have Mephitic. Mephitic allowed the hound to walk out of the way. If I hadn't Mephitic, I would have just been up against the hound. Instead, I Mephitic and the hound got out of the way, opening path for the centaur to start shooting. Alright, let's find another downstairs case. I don't want to come back down where I just came down from. That's a kind of a nasty situation. Actually, there's only going to be one more downstairs case, isn't there? Because the third one is by the Ecumenical Temple, which is, of course, inconveniently placed. Let's go the other way this time. Now, I know I left an upstairs case adjacent to the one that I just came down on, so I'm going to have to head back in that direction eventually. It might as well be now. Except this time I know that there are centaurs about, so I'll be ready for them. There he is. Gotta walk towards him in order to reach Mephitic range. There we go. Thick and noxious. Now this upstairs case I've already used. It's this one that I haven't yet reached. But now I have, so off we go. And yep, this one gives me access to the temple, which hopefully gives me an Okawaru altar, and boom! We are now worshipping Okawaru. So, let's review. In less than an hour of total playtime, I am a level 8, almost level 9. My bows are up to a reasonable level, my armor is up to a reasonable level. I can spam cast Mephitic Cloud effectively. I should actually start slow training fighting while I'm waiting. And I'm worshipping Okawaru, which is going to mean that I have to start building piety now. I'm actually wearing a full set of rings, though admittedly my rings right now favor casting over fighting, and that's not something that I intend for the long term, just something that happens to be the case right now. I'm going to begin sacking corpses and just trying to stay at very full food. I'm not going to waste permafood like I did in my previous run because I have no guarantee that I find as much permafood as I did then. Really what I do is I prioritize big corpses. The big corpses are my priorities for eating. Like, you know, a centaur, which usually will give 4 or 5 chunks, as opposed to, say, oh, I don't know, what gives very few chunks? A rat. Strength up to 10. And I'm gonna drop the elven robe since I'm clearly not going the robe route anymore. I'm gonna read through these unidentified scrolls. Scroll of noise, scroll of blinking, what a waste. Scroll of Immolation. I'm glad that I read it here. I have to identify that scroll next time. It's probably a Scroll of Fear. Okay, bow skills are up. I'll eat this one. 2 chunks is good. And identify my new ring. Ooh, this is way more valuable to me than a boost to my magical power or intelligence, assuming that I can safely remove the ring of magical power. Yeah, I still have 8 Mephitic Clouds now without it, because my passive level bonus has helped with that a lot. Let's start shooting things. And of course, all poison corpses are no-brainer sacrifices until I get poison resist, which may not happen for quite a while. Okay, that's floor 7 cleared. I believe I've already cleared every floor above this, so going lower. No, wait, there was a floor where I was saving orcs for some reason. And I think that may have been floor 6. Yeah, so let's go back here and clear whatever's left. I'm very much in the open though, that's not smart, so let's move in the direction of away from the open. Get the polar bear's attention so that he follows me. And now we kick his ass. There we go, that's one down. And just because I may not have been paying attention, have any longswords dropped? No. So, okay. Actually, what swords have dropped? Short swords. I could have sworn I just saw them though. Like, those look like longswords to me. Maybe they're not called sword, maybe they're called saber or something. Falchion, yeah, falchion is definitely a sword. And saber is a dexterous sword, so we're gonna go with the saber for now, and hopefully we'll be able to start training longswords in general soon. Of course, we're not gonna risk it against the wargs, which are very powerful creatures. We're just gonna go with our top spells here. Yeah, I'm gonna teleport. I don't want to die. And I'm gonna stand here by the teleport trap so that, you know, when I fight the warg I can easily get away from him. I just need to find him, so I'm gonna shout a couple times, hopefully that will bring him to me. No, rat bastard left. The reason that wargs are so dangerous is they're very, very fast. And they can't be Mephitic'd. So early game, and hell, even in mid game because they come in packs. We're going to use the stairs for cover here. In fact, I'm just going to leave because if he comes adjacent to me and comes upstairs, there's no guarantee I kill him. This is turning into a piety burner, not a piety booster. I might just be best to skip the rest of the floor, to be completely honest. Rather than continuing to fight against just the one warg that I know is there. Alrighty, yeah, there we go. This is how you farm piety. Killing orcs. There's really never a bad time to kill more orcs. Unless, of course, you happen to be an orc. And that's debatable. I need to actually start using my sword now that I think about it, just to get the abilities training going. Is this classified as a short blade? Because that would suck. Medium length falls into the short blade category. Well, that sucks. Is a falchion considered a short blade or a long blade? This is where knowing what these swords were in real life would make a difference. This is a long blade, so let's start wielding it instead. Don't eat the sling. Don't get more health back. There you go. I should have let him come closer before I Mephitic'd. Since I had no intention of shooting him from range. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Okay, we now have long blade skill. So, focus training long blade and bows, which are my main attacks, slow training armor and fighting, which are my main defenses, and eventually I'm going to turn on traps and doors for some slow training there too, but for now I'd rather risk the traps and have more damage capacity. You have this gift in the early game where Mephitic is very, very powerful and most of your enemies are helpless against it. And then later on it becomes less of a gift, but still something of a gift, and then you lose it altogether. Because most enemies are resistant. So, gotta take advantage of the bonus piety while you still can. And bonus food and bonus everything, bonus experience. Alright, that's both of them now. Time to go in for the slash. That's one of them now, so let's get them both. You know, I'm just imagining if this Goliath Beetle was a player character, how sad he would be. Here he is, AC way higher than anything else on this floor most likely, more HP, a huge crit and a huge burst damage, and he's being chain stunned and killed by a little elf. I mean, that has to suck. I can just picture his diary right now. Dear diary, today I was killed by a freaking elf. Anyway, what is this huge chamber that's... Is it opening it? Okay. Most likely inside this, you notice this huge chamber shape. Most likely right in the middle are a whole bunch of enemies that have a theme. Maybe they're all, gnolls or something. For my part, I can teleport, but that's about it. I can't blink. And I don't know what these other scrolls do, so I'm not going to risk them. I can heal and heal wounds, and even if I don't know what any of my other potions are, that gives me a lot of resilience. So I should be safe opening the door and finding out what's inside, but I'd like to wield my bow when I do, because I would rather start ranged before I move in. Let's eat a choco. Let's see. A lot of bats. Goddamn bats. Well, this is a job for a weapon at melee range. I'm Mephiticing my way in. More bats. I may have overestimated the difficulty of this chamber. I was expecting, gnolls with whips and spears, or halberds, but nope. Just a bunch of altars to various gods, and a few nondescript animals guarding it all. Just because I don't want to get poisoned, which this guy is more than capable of doing. Let's just butcher these suckers now and eat it all. I'm gonna drop my spear. I'm gonna drop... I know it's the meat rations that are really holding me down, but I'm gonna drop polymorph other and magic darts, which I don't need. I'm gonna drop my second drink of magical power. I hardly even need one. Let's drink some random potions while I still can. Okay, there's Berserk Rage, there's... And definitely I don't want a Berserk Rage, at least not this early in the game, because my primary skills are archery, which I think can't be done while you're Berserk, and Mephitic Cloud, which I know can't be done when you're Berserk. That thing, if I shoot it, I don't know if I get any experience, so I'm going to shout to make it move, shoot it, take the hit, and then go in for the kill. I should probably have backed off before I shouted, but I didn't realize its range was quite so big. There we go, now I got a lot of experience. You only get experience when you kill the last one, but I've had times before where I could have sworn I got 0 experience because I killed it before it had a chance to move and create some colonies. I now have a scroll of blinking for versatility. I have my first pip of piety. This run is going swimmingly. The only other problem is that I'm on the 10th floor already and still haven't found any easy sub-branches. Wand of Disintegration. Notice how I aimed past the orc in order to hit the orc because, well, don't aim Mephitic by what it lands on. Aim it by where it lands roughly and what creatures will be in that blast range. Damn thing. Messing with my fun. Orcs down. Next priority target would be the centaur, but since he's disabled, and we'll make sure he stays disabled, we'll kill the orc first. I have 2 more Mephitics on me, that's plenty, so we'll shoot the centaur a few more times. Now I'm going to close the door, because there's a second creature of note, and my health isn't exactly full. I don't have to go upstairs or anything because, you know, troll armor, it's going to regenerate my health soon enough. But now I'm ready to take him on. Got him. That's 1 down. Let's bust out the falchion. Notice that my health regenerated so quickly thanks to the troll armor that this guy was still under the effect of my original curse. Or, not curse, my original thingamabob, Mephitic. There's the door to the lair, right on cue. I'm trying to figure out what enchantments are on this bow before I choose which one to carry with me long term. I should also figure out what this newest wand of mine does. Draining. I have too many wands. I need to choose some and then drop the others. Cold and fire are great to have around because they shoot beams that hit multiple targets. Fireball is of course extremely powerful. Draining and lightning and disintegration are single target damage spell is disintegration. Lightning is less damaging in my opinion than draining would be. And fire and cold. Oh, I have 2 wands of fireball. That's not nice. So let's just drop a bunch of these and come back for them later if I really want them. That'll do for now. Still burdened, eh? It's all the food I'm carrying too, so let's drop a bunch of food here. Let's drop all of the meat. Come back for that stuff later. 1, 2, 3. Got him. Wielding my bow to finish the job, because I don't want to waste much more mana. Actually, my bow skill right now is already up to 10, which is quite frankly respectable. I don't have to worry about no longer being skilled in bows enough to use them. My longblade skill is lagging, obviously, because it took me so long to realize that I could have just been using the falchion to train it, but that's no big deal. Spellcasting, conjurations, air, and poison magic are they still suitable for my needs? Yep, Mephitic is still very good. I could stand to train spell casting another level or two just for the hungerlessness, as well as for when eventually I do get a shield, which is going to be a drag. If I get a shield, which I probably will. Oh, I do not want this Wand of Flame. Thank you very much. Now I could definitely use some flame, because mummies hate flame, so we're actually going to go back and pick up the Wand of Flame that I didn't want. Thank you very much. Wand of Flame is a weaker version of Wand of Fire. It also is only single target, whereas Wand of Fire is multiple target. But if this is a mummy, so I only have one target. And I have plenty of Scrolls of Remove Curse to deal with that mummy's curse now. I could, of course, have killed that mummy without, the benefit of that wand, but why bother? The wand is cooler. I just one-shotted a couple of orcs, two-shotted an ogre. This guy has already hit Legolas level archery, and that's the way I like it. Of course, I can't call him Legolas anymore because he's going to be going long blades instead of short blades, and Lord knows that Legolas, in the movies at least, definitely is more of a short blade kind of guy. Wield. Falchion. Stab him, slash him out. Oh, I should have realized that. Once he hits... I don't have poison resist yet, so I can't do Mephitic Cloud centered on myself. Of course, he's running scared, so... yeah. And he's a Goliath, which means he's very slow. Got him. Eventually. Alrighty then. Let's see what comes next. Wield the uncursed unknown bow and start firing stuff. It's a +2, which is superior to my other bow. I love how orcs are dumb enough to walk into a Mephitic Cloud that they see when they can totally smite me from out of range. I guess he was trying to conserve piety. I know that's why I generally do that kind of stupid stuff. Let's drop the weaker bow, drop the dagger, item change the falchion to my... item change everything to the correct slot now. That's always nice for my macros. Actually, I'm going to re-quiver these 75 ruined arrows and figure out what it is they are, because I've been collecting them. And it shouldn't take too many shots now that I have so much skill. Holy crap! These are +4 arrows. When you put that together with the fact that I already have 33 +3 arrows, what it means is when eventually I bring a bunch of +0 arrows all the way up through the ranks, they're going to be added onto the stack, and eventually I'll have hundreds of arrows. At this point, I'm actually considering not doing that trick at all, unless like late game it proves necessary, because quite frankly, 65 +4 arrows is enough to beat the lair, probably. I mean, assuming I get Okawaru gifts on schedule, which may or may not happen considering how long it took me to get to Okawaru's altar. I don't know, we'll have to see. I made do with 110 +4 arrows last time, so... And I'm definitely going to be firing my +4 arrows more because, one, I have more of them. Second, they're less likely to molt than my +3s. So this will keep my overall number of arrows high if I should eventually choose to go the enchant arrow route. But ultimately, as you saw happen in last video, if you guys were watching, my problem was not having too few arrows. If anything, it was having too many. Yeah, there's a lot of centaurs there. If they want to chase me, they can do it right through a mephitic cloud. If they do chase me through a mephitic cloud, I can shoot them. Alrighty, there we go. All the centaurs are dropped. This guy dropped a bow of frost with him, which is nice. This guy has arrows of flame, which are less useful because, you know, I'm kind of sort of enjoying my enchanted arrows. Enchanted arrows. Let's go ahead and switch the bow of frost to, what was it, Q, I believe? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to set a lower limit of 100 arrows and an upper limit of 200 arrows. I should never carry more than 200 arrows, and I should never carry less than 100 arrows. Should be kind of my attitude. Because there definitely hits a point of diminishing returns where you never use the last tier of arrows, and you end up just being chronically overweight, which makes you less able to carry useful utility items, which you don't generally need until you do need them, and then you die because you fall into a pit of angry spriggans. Grr. Okay, so let's review my arrow situation here. 99 generic arrows that can all be fired from a frost bow to turn them into ice arrows, which is great. 40 level 0 arrows, which I don't really need to carry and should dump at the first stash that I produce. 9 arrows of flame for specialty cases against immune to ice enemies or whatever, or vulnerable to fire enemies, which I can fire out of my +2 bow, check. And a poison dart, which I would normally drop, but it is currently my only means of inflicting poison as a status effect, and so I will keep it temporarily. I think I just messed that up. WE. I'm actually going to put my frostbow on my main weapon slot, because I'm going to be using it primarily. Okay, that's about as much time as I have for now, so I hope you enjoyed watching this. Reach floor 10, experience level 10, 3 pips of piety. Elf-4 is following in his Elf-3's footsteps as to become an amazing archer, but unlike Elf-3, he's been smarter about skilling, so he now has long blade skill early on, and lots of it, and armor skill early on, and lots of it. With any luck, he should prove to be just as, if not more effective than his forefather is in combat. Alright, thanks for watching. Tune in next time when we continue the run of Elf-4 through the dungeon.